Welcome back to Zach's Travel. I have a really quick video for you today. 3 places to eat lunch in Rome. Here we go. Okay, this one is a great place for lunch. We were at the Vatican doing a tour, which I'll put a link down on how to get that tour. It was an amazing tour. They took us all around, and but we were starving when we got done with the tour because it was several hours. I mean, you see a lot of stuff. So it's emotionally draining. And if you're a Christian, it's even more emotionally draining. And then just being a tourist, because you go pretty early in the morning because you want to be in the lines later in the day. So it's a long stuff. So when we got out, we were like, where do we go eat at? And we didn't have we had plans for another restaurant on our well-detailed research, but we were so hungry that we needed somebody close by. So we asked a taxi driver, where can we get some real authentic Italian food? And I'm skeptical because a lot of times the restaurants that you don't want to go to will pay taxi drivers to, encourage you to go to the bad ones. I was very skeptical, but we were starving, so we had to go. And this one is called La Freschetta de Castillo, and it's close to the Castillo de San Angelo. Now I don't speak Italian, so I may have butchered that, but it is a quaint little restaurant near the Castillo de San Angelo, which you want to see and check out. It's within walking distance of that. So when you get done eating your lunch, you can walk over, tour that. And if you have one of those all-seeing buses, tours things, which I'll get into in another video, but they're right there by this restaurant too, so you can see the Castillo and then get on one of the buses or however you want to plan your day. But that's just some tips, and it's near the Vatican too. So if you're doing the Vatican later in the day, you can have lunch here and then go to the Vatican. All that's just important information. But if you go during like April and May, and maybe even a little at the end of March, the artichokes are in season. You will get very wonderful artichokes in Rome. And this place has some amazing artichokes, so I suggest you try that. They also have an amazing risotto, and they have an amazing gnocchi. So try those. It's a cool little place. You will love it. It's more affordable than some of the other restaurants that I'm mentioning, but that's why I recommend it for lunch. And it's just a really cool place. You're gonna go in there, it's really crowded and small. You're gonna get a seat, eat, get out. It's awesome. They have amazing water too. We were so thirsty because we were walking so much. They have amazing water. Check that out. This restaurant is pretty far outside the city area where most tourists stay. We wanted to go somewhere a little out in a less touristy area and try some of the food out there. So we did a lot of research before we went on our trip. And it's northeast, pretty much just north. If you're staying in Alif, which is a video I did and a review I did on the channel, this is the hotel that we like the most and we stayed at. It's a Hilton Curio Collection. If you're staying at that hotel, it's north of that. It's probably about 10, maybe 15 minutes. We took a taxi or an Uber up there, and my recommendation for any of the restaurants I'm recommending, but especially this one, when you get out of the touristy areas, you're gonna really get into the authentic Italian, not just restaurant and food, but lifestyle. And so they're not like America, where if they say they open at 9 a.m., they open at 9 a.m. Especially on Sundays, be sure and have some backup plans, because a lot of the restaurants that said they were open on Google Maps, or even people told us they were open, we went over there and they're like, yeah, we normally do, but today we're just kind of taking it easy and we'll open in a couple hours. Just be mindful of that. This restaurant in particular, and I'll put that down in the description below so you can know the name and the directions and where it is, so you can tag it on your maps. We went there twice. The first time they were just about to close, and according to the Google Maps, and they were already closed and cleaning up, and said come back tomorrow. And so we went back the next day around lunchtime, and it was packed, and they said we'll have you a seat in an hour or so. And they don't do reservations, and it's just kind of like first come first serve. They have a nice outdoor patio and a really nice indoor place, and it's very local feeling. And so we walked around for an hour and came back, and they still didn't have a table ready. We stood there for about 10-15 minutes and they got us a table. The food is absolutely out of this world. We had some more traditional food like spaghetti, and there you don't get your meats mixed in with your pasta. I don't know if you know this, but true authentic Italian food, you order your antipasta, which is like your meatballs or stuff like that, and then you order your pasta as a separate course. And so to accommodate us, because we're Americans, they brought all the courses out at once, but we had to order meatballs and spaghetti, and we just kind of mixed them in together. We don't have meat sauces or anything like that. So we ordered some just real Italian spaghetti, which was absolutely out of this world amazing. And we ordered cacio e pepe, which was pretty good. Not as good as Roscioli's, which was my first recommendation, but it was very good. The spaghetti was amazing, the bread was amazing. They had fried artichokes, because we went during the season of the artichokes being in season around April, end of March. And you can get them all different kinds of ways, fried, boiled, blanched, all this just fresh. And so this one had a fried artichoke, which was just so delicious. So I just highly recommend. You can walk around the neighborhood, you can just feel like you're more in Italy and not so much in a tourist area where you're seeing stuff like the Colosseum and all these statues you recognize and you've seen in pictures and videos and movies, and you know, there's tons of people around. You're kind of just more out in the local area. And that's why I put it on the list, because we just really liked it. The prices were really good. I would recommend going to lunch, but you can go there for dinner. Remember that, like a lot of Latin countries, like Mexico and Spain, Italy's similar. They close for siesta, so usually from 2 to 4, most restaurants are not open. You'll even find this at the hotels, even American hotels like the Hilton Alif. Their restaurant was closed during these times. And again, Sundays are very, very unique. They're very big on Sundays, kind of like we were back in the old days. They're very Christian Catholic, and they go to church and they take that day as a day of rest. So you won't find a lot open. Now you won't find everything closed, but especially restaurants, they'll open later in the day, if they open at all. And you just want to have several plan B's, plan C's, so that you don't get to the point of hangry and you end up going to a restaurant and spending your money on something that's gross, that tastes like Olive Garden, microwaved from your freezer. So you're in Italy, so just plan ahead and plan early. This restaurant is, I've already talked about Roscioli's. It's definitely our favorite of any restaurant we ate at, although most of the restaurants we ate at were just hard to compete with. They were all just very high level good food. Roscioli's is a family of restaurants, so they have the Roscioli's that I talked about in the first part. That's a very nice sit down place. It's kind of a markety, cultural place. The food is elevated, it's more expensive. I mean, it's just refined. But then they also have antico forno. It's like a pizza, bread, dessert, bakery type place. There's nowhere to really sit. It's like a market. There's a few seats in the back, like 4 or 5 seats in the back. If you can grab a place, which we luckily found a place. They're just stools and a little bench. I mean, it's very more rustic, more lunch or snack or break. We went here several times. We got some breads and some sweets for our room. And we also stopped in here on a Sunday or Monday when we were just kind of walking around, checking out stuff to have pizza. And the pizza here is amazing too. Now, I'm just here to tell you, Roscioli's, I don't know who owns it, but they do everything at a quality level. And you can watch them make the pizzas as well. And they have this big display of all the different kinds of pizzas. You just pick the one you want, or you custom order the one you want. We just selected from what they had. They chop it up, give it to you how much ever you want. And they have drinks for you to buy. And it's just very markety feel. It's very quaint. It's on a cobblestone road. And I would just highly recommend going there at least once. Even if you're just stopping there to get some bread for your room or some sweets for your room. They have all kinds of baked goods and cheese breads and all kinds of cool stuff that you can just get. You just walk in there and someone just says, you're next, you order and you get your stuff and you pay at a register and walk out the door and you're good to go. That's another pizza place. That's another lunch snack break place if you're in that area. Again, I'm going to put all these down in the description below. I'm going to put links to the directions so you can kind of see on the map. I'm going to show some of the maps in the video, but I know sometimes you just want to pull the map up and like really can look at it. And with Google Maps, a cool tip is you can now save it as I want to go to it. You can create your own list like Rome restaurants, and you can tag it there so that on your phone and on the computer, when you look at the maps of Rome, you can see what you saved so you don't lose it and you can get back to it. We use that feature a lot for all different kinds of things beyond restaurants, but it's great for restaurants you want to go to, and it helps you kind of plan out what you're going to see that day, and so you're around what you want to eat that day and the times and stuff like that as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this helped you find some awesome lunch places in Rome to try out. If you're staying in Rome, you're going to love these places. Comment below if you try them. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear how much you like them and what you tried there. Hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so. Cancel at any time. Give it a like. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. I hope you have a beautiful day. Travel safe. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.